Can Bitcoin break 10,000? What's up, guys? Crypto Savvy here. I hope everybody's having a fabulous Friday. I want to wish everyone a happy weekend. We got one more day to get through before the weekend continues. We're going to take a look at the charts. We're going to take a look at Litecoin. Then we're going to take a look at Bitcoin. That's about all I'm going to have time for. I recorded a whole video before this one, and I had no sound, so I had to redo it. So this is going to be pretty quick, guys, or at least I'm going to try to make it quick. But we're going to get right into the video. But first, I want to remind you guys, definitely check out the Discord group. Totally free. There's a link to that below. If you click the description box and scroll down, there's a link to the free Discord in there. There's also some other free links. There's a COINBASE and an ABRA link. If you sign up to either one of those using the link, make a deposit, you get some free crypto. There's also a Brave browser link. Definitely check it out, guys. Great browser. You don't have to watch all the commercials and stuff when you're on YouTube or whatnot. There's also a Ledger link down there. Definitely consider getting yourself a hard wallet and keep your crypto off the exchanges, guys. Keep your crypto safe, not your keys, not your crypto. There's also a link in there. It's a buddy of mine that has a company that they make your private keys safe. You check it out. It's down there. You make your keys, private keys safe so you don't lose them. Fireproof, waterproof. You don't have to worry about losing them. There's also a Prime XBT exchange link down there. Definitely check that out if you want to dabble in leverage trading. They allow up to 100 times leverage, even though I do not suggest 100 times leverage. But if you want to put a small amount in there and start playing with smaller leverage trades, it's a good way to get used to doing leverage trading. Also, if you get a hold of the customer support, give them the promo code Crypto Savvy, you'll get an extra 20% bonus added to your account when you make a deposit in there. So definitely worth checking out, guys. Also, well, that's about it. Let's get into the video and get this going. All right, guys, as always, I want to start out by saying I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is my opinion and my view of the market only. Anybody that's doing any trading or investing in this market, I suggest you do your own due diligence and your own research, as this market can be extremely volatile and risky. Also, keep in mind, it's still a speculative market. Do not put in more than you're willing to lose. With that being said, if you're new here or you haven't already, definitely consider subscribing. You can tick the subscribe button in the lower right hand side of the screen to get you subscribed to the channel. And then if you tick that little notification bell, that'll get you notified when I post new videos, as I do post every day. That way you don't miss out on anything. And if you could, guys, take a second, smash the likes, leave your comments, let me know what you think of the video, and share it if you belong to any groups or anything. Get the videos out there. You guys have helped me grow this channel so fast. I can't thank you enough. I couldn't do it without you. I really appreciate it. And yeah, let's look at what's going on. All right, looking at Litecoin on the daily. We're looking at this as large cup and handle, and our target off breaking out of that cup and handle is 180, and I'm still looking at that target. I also have other targets in here, the 157, which I believe we could come up and test here shortly. Looking at this as a rising broadening wedge, and the measured move, if we're to break, if we come up and test the top of this at 157 and we break through without getting rejection, my next target after that is the 263 range. Now, if we were to just get some rejection here, bounce along, continue up, and test the top of this broadening wedge again at the 180 mark, and we broke through over here, my target is 300. So just so you know where we're at there, we'll take a look at the bearish scenario also. But let's get into the RSI. If we look at the RSI here, we had been watching this for quite some time. We had a rising channel here, which we had a little bear trap over here, came back in the rising channel, and now we're forming a falling channel within the rising channel. Looks like a bull flag on the RSI form in here. We could break up out of this rising channel. So we'll keep an eye on that. Also, let's go into the 4-hour RSI, see what's going on here. All right, in the 4 hours, same thing. We have this falling channel here. And If you haven't seen in the previous videos, we went through all this. We've been following it for a long time, so check it out if you haven't. Just go back a few videos and there's explanations in there. But right here we were watching this falling wedge, looking at this line here, making a falling wedge. We broke out of into another falling wedge. We've broken out of. I do believe we're going to test the top of this larger falling channel here. That's going to give us our next move up. Let's take a look at it in the price action. And we had this triangle drawn in here, which we've broken out of this morning. My last video was before that broke out, but anyways, so I do have this trend line in here. As you can see, we're probably going to get rejection up here, or at least some kind of resistance around the 145 range if we do get up here, and possibly come back down and test the top of this channel or the top of this triangle before continuing up. But we could also keep an eye, because we could break that 145 and head straight up to that 150 to 157 range. And if we do that, like I said, if this becomes support, then we'll probably break through the top of that rising wedge, which will give us our higher targets. We do have some measured moves off here, and from where we broke out, let's put this up a little bit now. This would be my measured move around the 170, looking at this as a flagpole, and this is the bull flag, obviously. Also, we have a higher one if we looked at this whole thing here as the flagpole and this being the flag, and we put it up here. And guys, if you've been watching my videos, you know we don't go straight up, but that would be around the 186 range, which is definitely possible. And obviously this is our cup and handle target at the 180. But keep in mind, there's always a possibility that we come up, we break back down through here, and I have this blue rising broadening wedge. And if we come back down here, we'd be looking for support around the 108 range. And if we broke through that, then my worst case scenario targets are down here between the $60 and $62 range, which if you look over here right around the 62, we had a lot of resistance, which would become support. And also that would line up with our bottom trend line from where we bottomed out here in December. So worst case scenario, we come down here, but guys, I do not see that happening. I'm still bullish here. I do believe we're coming up to these higher targets. Just my opinion. Do what you want, but that's what I'm looking at. I'm still looking at these higher targets. Let's go into Bitcoin real quick. Bitcoin on the daily. We'd been watching this rising broadening wedge, which we broke out of. That gave us that target that we hit yesterday at 9,600. And for those of you that are in the Discord or watching, you know that yesterday I closed my longs from my leverage longs. Guys, I hold all my coins, but I do trade leverage. I closed my Bitcoin leverage longs from 7,600. I closed them yesterday at 9,600, and I re-entered more longs at 9,500 just to be, you know, open, so you guys know where I'm at with that. And I'll look at where I might close my longs once we get around the 10,000 and see how that reacts. But I do believe there's a very good possibility that we'll break through the 10,000. Let's look at this too real quick. As you can see, this rising wedge here. During this whole time rising channel. I hate when people call that a wedge. That's a channel. But looking at this rising channel, look at the volume. Just let me get it in here. You can see the volume is just declining in here, right in here. And that's what usually happens in a formation. And if we break the top of this, which I believe is very possible, that volume is going to shoot up, and this is going to obviously, for lack of better words, moon. Anyways, but there's always a possibility we come down here, guys, and that's where the volume breaks and we break down. I don't see that happening, but it's definitely possible. But let's look at the targets. We're to break up from here and break the top of this channel. My first target is the 12,000, around 12,100 range. And if I look at this as a flagpole and this is a big bull flag, My target off that would be about the 12,700. So make a short story, this, if we break the top of this, we're headed towards 12,000 to 12,700, possibly a lot higher, guys, but those are my targets as of now, and I'll show you what I believe could be happening here. So if we look, well, first we'll look at the RSI, then we'll go on the 4-hour and take a closer look at it. So let's go back into our RSI. And we have a rising channel here in the daily, which we've broken out of here. And we were in a falling channel, which we've broken out of. Came up, tested the bottom of this channel for resistance. We got rejected. Came back down, tested the top of this falling channel for support. Got support. And it looks like we're moving on up into our, back into our rising channel, which I see us probably coming up to test this resistance here, which is going to be our higher move. Look at the 4-hour and the 4-hour. You can see we've had the rising channel in here, had a rising wedge, broke down, came into a falling channel, broke out of the falling channel, and now it looks like we're in a rising broadening wedge. Is it possible we go down and retest this wedge? Yes, but I do believe we have higher to go first, so I'm not so much thinking that we're going to go down first. I'm still bullish. I do believe we're going to continue up from here, and we'll look at the price action now. And I want to point out something, guys. If you see this rising channel here, the smaller one, obviously we have the bigger one up here. We have the smaller one down here. And if you take a look at when we broke out, look at the formation right here. We had a little cup, and then we come back up. Got some sideways action on the top of it, and we broke through, and that was just a huge move up. Now, if you look over here, we're forming the same pattern, and we're coming up to test the top of that, and I believe we're going to have another huge move up. But keep in mind, we could get rejection at 10,000 and come back down, and we'll take a look at that. But I do believe it's more likely that we're going to have a big move up before any big correction. Excuse me. If you're watching the live stream last night, we caught this breakout. Right here, we broke out of this rising channel, which we are getting support from now. And I do believe we're coming up towards this right around the 10,100 range to test the top of this channel. And guys, we could get, you know, some resistance there and come back down. Test the top of this smaller channel that we broke out of around the $9,800 range, maybe somewhere in there between 97 and 9,800. And if that breaks, then we'd be looking for support on the bottom of this channel, which would be around the $92 to $93 range. And if that was to break, then we'd be testing the top or the bottom of the bigger channel, which would be around the 8,400, 83 to 8,400 range. And in the bearish case scenario, we did go up there, come back down. If we didn't get support here, my next target would be the 75 to 7,600 range. I'm going to move this up a little. 75 to 7,600 range, which would be the top of this broadening wedge that we broken out of, and we would come back down and test for support. Worst case scenario, this is actually going to move up now, guys. 6,700 at the absolute worst case scenario, but I don't see it happening. The longer we stay up here, guys, we are in a parabolic bull market that is going to blow everybody's mind. Keep that in mind. I do believe that. I truly believe that, and that is my opinion, though. So don't trade off that. Definitely do your own research and your own due diligence, and don't pay them guys that are charging for their ridiculous amounts for their courses and their trading whatever. You can find all the information that they charge you ridiculous amounts of money for free all over the internet, and they can't give you experience. The only way to get experience is to do it. Get an exchange. If you want to try trading, start with a small account. If you want to try leverage trading, start with low leverage. Just practice is the only thing that's going to get you there, guys. In our Discord, you can learn all the basics that you would learn in any of those paid groups. There's a lot of great people in there, people learning fast. It's amazing watching. Don't get sucked into that crap, guys. They're a bunch of scammers. If they were that good at trading, they wouldn't have to try to make money off of selling you their shit courses. Don't get sucked into that, guys. And if you have already, I feel sorry for you. Don't let it happen again. It's all you're doing is paying for their gambling addictions and drug habits or whatever's wrong with them, guys. Don't get stuck into that shit, guys. They're scamming you. Anyways, back at this. Like I said, if we break out of the top of this channel here, we're heading towards the 12,100 to the 12,700 range at least. We could go much higher. We'll see what happens once we get to that point. But that's where I'm at with that, guys. I know I wasn't going to go into the Bitcoin daily chart versus the gold weekly chart, but I do want to show you why I believe we could hit 46,000 by the end of the year. Just real quick, and if you want to see into more detail, check into my previous videos. But this is the Bitcoin daily chart versus the gold weekly chart. This is my target for the end of the year, between 46 and 47,000. If you look at the gold chart on the weekly, remember a pattern is a pattern. Show me the charts, I'll tell you the news. We're about to get some big news, I believe. Right in here, the gold ETF was approved, and you can see what happened after that. And we're right in that area, guys. We are, for lack of better words, it looks like we're ready to moon. I don't suggest anybody short this market. It's definitely parabolic. If you don't want to short it, good luck. Get wrecked. I don't know. I don't advise it. So anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, definitely consider subscribing by hitting the Crypto Savvy logo above my head, and then tick the notification bell so you don't miss out on any videos. It'll notify you when I post videos. Take a second, smash the likes, leave a comment, let me know what you think. Any ways I can improve the channel, let me know. I'm open to suggestions, and have a great day. I will see you tomorrow. Take it easy, guys.